Hey moon babes, witches, heathens, magical people. Welcome back to As Above, So Below. So today we're going to be continuing our witchcraft series, and we are now in the year of the Magician. So after our tools video last week, I figured it would be a great time to dive into the Magician in Tarot. So the Magician energy is all about initiation. It is grounding the ethereal energies with the magic in you to create your external dreams, your willpower. And this is also potential. This is like utilizing all of the tools, all of the gifts that you have to really start to make your external a reality. And this also speaks to a lot of willpower. So in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have him pointing above and holding his hand down below. And we also see the infinity symbol here connecting him. So he is a conduit. He is being the medium between receiving the divine inspiration, the divine downloads, and actually taking his willpower and his tools to put it out in the 3D, in the physical, tangible realm. And you can see that there are vines and growth all around the card. And it is signaling like, yes, this is growth coming from above, and it's also coming from below. So you can look at this as a really like connecting it with the internal dialogue with the external. So a lot of this begins with, if you want to manifest your life, you have to do the work internally. So I also see this as a very healing card. And I also see As Above, So Below, the magician and the high priestess are very much connected, because with the high priestess, she uses her divine knowledge, her intuitive nudges to be a bridge. So this card is also a bridging energy. And in the Light Seers Tarot, you can see it's still that mystical vibe, but you can see that the infinity symbol is up here and Metatron's symbol is on the side. So this represents protection, divine inspiration, really allowing all of the tools to come together in your unity. So this can be through ritual, this can be through tarot, this can be through any sort of healing practice that you have. It's really merging and connecting the internal landscape with your desires in the external. So, and this is a very fiery card. And I love the Magician because it's also indicative of magic. And magic is connected to everything. And everybody has a different way of how they resonate with the word magic. And it's so personal. So for me personally, I see magic in every day. And I see magic when the bees come to say hi to the flowers. I see magic in seeing a shooting star. Like, magic doesn't have to be this huge, grandiose ritual. It's seeing a crow at the exact time that you need to see it. Like, magic is really seeing the glimmers and the hopes of the everyday. And that's how you can have a more magical life. And it's also about doing the inner healing, and to do the healing to feel worthy of seeing all of these amazing things. You know, I think that a lot of us go through life and we've had that magic turned on at a very young age, but as we got older, society told us to shut it down, told us to block it, told us to dial it down. Like, that's not what we do, especially here in America. But times are changing, times are shifting, and we need magic to help us move forward. And, you know, there's magic that has been taught for eons. There's root magic, there's Celtic magic, there's Norse magic, there's Alexandrian magic, Aleister Crowley. Like it's so personal to you. And what I have found with magic in particular is I work the best when I have my own autonomy, I have my own free will to move around and explore and play. And I found the most aligned rituals don't come from a book. They come from me. They come from my own personal signature, my own magic. And when I first started off, I actually read, To Ride a Silver Broomstick, or The Inner Temples of Witchcraft. Like, books are so necessary, and they're needed when you first start. And I am also reading the Spiral Dance right now. But there comes a period of time where in your craft, in your practice, you are going to feel like you want your intuition to do the heavy lifting. You want to fortify your spells, your workings with what it is that you have going on inside. And the most aligned magic comes from you, comes from your inner wisdom. And that's where the magician comes into play, because he has done his research. He has really kind of taken the the lessons and he's let them sink in, and now he's able to wield it and he's able to hold the magic. And in the Wiccan beliefs, it's to harm none, so mote it be. And as I've gotten older, like, of course, when you do magic, you don't want to intentionally hurt anybody. Like, that should never be your intention, but I am not anybody to tell anybody what to do. That is just my moral compass. When something goes haywire in my life, I tend to be like, okay, I'm just gonna give it to Spirit, because Spirit can handle this a lot better than I can. They have more of that overseeing look, and now that's not to say that I haven't done gray magic or any sort of protection magic. I have done return to sender spells. I have done things that help shield me, but I never put any magic out there that will intentionally harm anybody. So that has to come from your own inner resonance, your own inner moral compass. And there's so many different practitioners out there, and there's no right or wrong way. But there is black magic, there is gray magic, there's white magic, there's green magic. Like, that's the beauty of this path, is it is so eclectic. You can choose what route you go with it. But I've found with me, I am very eclectic. I lean more on like Norse, Celtic, and Greek deities, mythologies, practices. But I don't limit myself to just one specific belief, one specific, path. I'm also very connected to animals. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a massage therapist. Like, I'm delving into herbs. Like, your practice really is your own, and it begins with you. Like, you are the magic. You are magic, and I think that's what I want. That's what my whole background is. It's allowing you to see the power in you. And you can have every tool out there, you can have every book out there, but if you are not aligning internally, you will continue to attract situations, people, lessons that are not suited for your highest good. And that's also where meditation, again, healing, hypnosis, like all of these tools, therapy is a big one. And that's another disclaimer, is to never use magic and witchcraft as a replacement for therapy. If you need to see a therapist, go see a therapist. Witchcraft and magic always is used alongside medicine, alongside therapy. So don't ever replace therapy with this. But I have found in my practice, in my walk, that this all makes sense to me. And it's because I have practiced it before. I've done past life regressions. I've done the inner healings for me. I've done my Reiki, and I am attuned to my chakras, and I know when something is off. And I think that's where I am able to see magic in every day. I don't have to do some elaborate spell to see it. It's always there. And that's really what I want you to glean from this, is that magic is everywhere. You even with like turning on a light, years ago that would be considered magic. And we're now finding that if we speak, like, our voices have resonance, our voices have vibrations. And if you speak to water, you can see the ripples of that. You can't see what is being spoken, but through the vibrations of your voice, there's something happening in the water. And look at Wi-Fi, like, Wi-Fi is a great example of magic. You can't see Wi-Fi, but all of us need it and trust that we can tap into it. That's what magic is. It is trusting that you are tapping into a resonance that is suitable for your divine experience and your up-leveling. And magic should be complementary to your personal growth. And that's what the magician is. So I hope this year is filled with a lot of manifesting, a lot of alchemy, a lot of healing, and that you move forward in a positive direction. And I hope that these videos are helpful. Please like, share, subscribe if you're getting value from this, and also leave a comment below saying, I am the magician. So thank you guys for being here. Blessed be. Remember, you are magic. Bye.